from now that graduation is imminent. It's also kind of wild to think about how, you know, next week is February, so time is something these days. So what I want to do is just quickly let you know some of the folks that are going to be speaking, and then we're going to have each office present their information. You'll also notice a magical box at the bottom of the screen that says Q&A. Anytime that you have a question, you can pop it right in there and we will be happy to answer it live. If it requires more follow-up, then the folks in the boxes will be happy to reach back to you. So today you're going to see representatives from the Registrar's Office, from the Center for Career Development, from Financial Aid, Student Accounts, and Alumni. And all of us have a different unique role to play in terms of supporting you and making you feel confident and ready to cross that stage when May comes. And one of the most important is making sure that you actually apply to graduate. So I am going to turn to Lori Bristol from the Registrar's Office, who's going to make sure that your name is on a diploma. Take it away, Lori.
Hi. Yes, our role in the Registrar's Office is to make sure that you are a candidate for graduation and to get you graduated and get your diploma and everything out to you. So one of the most important things that you will do is your graduation application. Sarah pointed out the 100 days link on the commencement page that also has a guide to how you do your graduation application. It's very easy. All you have to do is go into My Eastern, log into My Eastern. Once you get into the self-service menu, click on Academic Profile and then click on Graduation Application. It'll take you about 30 seconds to fill out. It doesn't require very much from you. The one thing I will say is that it asks you what semester you will finish. And make sure you put in the actual last semester that you're going to be taking classes. So if you need to take classes over the summer, make sure to use one of the summer terms. It just gets you into the tracking system correctly. Once we get that application, I get a report like once a week, and then I start emailing students. It triggers a review of your records. So you'll get an email from me either saying you're good to go, which is great, or it might say you still need to do this, or there's this problem. Please don't ignore that email. If you disagree with me, feel free to reply and say, wait, what about this? You know, we're not infallible. So if you think that there is an error, please let me know and I will certainly research it. So that's the application for graduation. A lot of students ask about whether they can still participate in commencement in May if they are finishing over the summer. The answer is yes. There will be an extra form that you have to complete, and those forms will be emailed out to you during the spring semester after we have a pretty good list of who we're working with. So you will get that form. The other question I get mostly is about cap and gown pickup. We're working with the vendor right now as far as arranging for that. What we'll probably do this year, because we do have people all over the place, we'll probably do an online ordering system, which I anticipate to be live in about 2 to 3 weeks. And you will get an email if you have turned in your graduation application and if you are good to go for graduation. You'll get an email saying that you're allowed to order. You'll be able to submit your order, and if you're a resident student, you should be able to have it shipped to campus and pick it up here on campus. If you're not a resident student, you'll be able to have it shipped to your home. So that will probably be coming in about 2 to 3 weeks. It takes the vendor a little while to get that system set up. So that's pretty much what I have, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, so feel free to put them in the Q&A box.
We just had a question in the chat. Feel free, obviously the Q&A is there for you as well, but the question was about definitely having commencement in person. The answer is right now is that Eastern is going to be making a final decision about commencement at the end of March. So at that time, it will be determined what the shape of things will be. So stay tuned, and more information will be forthcoming when the leadership team makes their final decision as far as that's concerned. All right, I'm going to turn it over now to my assistant director in the Center for Career Development, Kristen, to talk about careers.
Hello. So yes, my name is Kristen, and I'm the Assistant Director for the Center for Career Development. And we just wanted to talk you through some of the ways that we are here to be a support and to be provide some guidance for you as you are navigating the transition from being a student into being a professional in your first jobs or grad school or whatever steps you take after graduation. So we are always available via virtual appointments on Zoom or via email when you have questions about writing resumes, cover letters, looking for jobs, preparing for interviews, networking, applying to grad school, whatever concerns or questions are running around in your mind right now, we're happy to talk through with you and give you some guidance on what next steps you could take to set yourself up for success as you transition. But we also wanted to make sure that you are aware of some of the resources that are available to you at all times. The first of those is Handshake, which hopefully you've at least gotten to dabble around with at some point in your college career so far. If you go to eastern.joinhandshake.com, you will automatically have an account that you can log in with using your EU username and password. And if you've never been in there before, the first thing we recommend you do is make sure that your profile is set up. And there's a nifty little feature in there that if you have a resume ready to go, you can upload that document and it will autofill the information for you. And then there's also some little like filters or preferences you can set that will help Handshake know what types of positions and opportunities you're looking for and will kind of boost the signal on those for you. You can also, of course, just look for jobs like a regular platform where you can choose filters based on location, full-time, part-time, what type of organizations you're looking to work with. You can use keywords. Also, if you are in the market for virtual positions right now, if you search remote in the search bar, that will help limit your options to those that can be done from home. Something else that can be useful within this part of the platform is that if there's a job that is of interest to you and you don't want to forget about it, you can hit the little favorite symbol, and it will make sure that you are notified if the application deadline is coming up so you don't miss out on the opportunity. You can also search by employers, whether or not they are currently have any positions posted on Handshake. And if you see an employer that you think, hey, that's a really awesome organization, that might be, up my alley at some point that I'd be interested in connecting with them, you can follow them and also get notified if they post an opportunity. And it is worth noting that we are getting new employers and new jobs in here on a daily basis. So if you aren't seeing things that are appealing to you, just make sure that you're checking back in every now and then, because there will be new things to look through. There are also opportunities for events that are posted on Handshake. So some of these will be the events that we host here through Eastern, and some will be from external organizations who are either hosting their own career fairs or other professional development workshops or information sessions about the organizations. There's a whole variety of things that you can be perusing on a regular basis here as well. And then a feature that a lot of people don't know about is the Q&A tab on Handshake. And this basically allows you to learn from your peers, both students and alumni at Eastern and at other Handshake using institutions. And so you can look through what questions have already been asked, whether they are about specific career paths, whether they're about organizations, whether they are about more general things like resumes. There are conversations in the works here, and you can also start your own if you have a unique question that you're not seeing be talked about on this platform. And then, of course, finally on Handshake, you can see a reminder of the contact information about our office. And you can also use Handshake if you would like to schedule an appointment with either Sarah or myself to talk through any of the things that we've mentioned so far. Another resource that we have that is new within this past year is Standout. The link there is eastern.standout.com. You also already have an account on there, so you can just log right in without creating anything new. And Standout is a platform that allows you to practice answering interview questions that you feel a little bit more ready to go and a little bit more articulate when you actually have the real thing come up. And right now, this is a particularly helpful platform because a lot of you are going to be participating in virtual interviews. And so this gives you the chance to get used to having to see yourself on video when you are interviewing, get a read on what your body language is, what your background is, how you're carrying yourself throughout the whole process. So you can choose a variety of different interviews. There are some pre-made sets that are either based on a career field, or they are kind of generic, like these are the most common questions you're going to have to answer. And you can also create your own interview pack using some of the filters that they allow you to select if you are trying to prepare for a specific kind of interview for a specific field. Once you have gone through, and it's fairly easy to figure out once you start playing around in here, but you'll be able to review each of your questions and see how you did. And you also have the option, if you would like for someone else to see it, to select for either Sarah or I to look over your interview as well and provide additional feedback on ways that we think you might be able to continue to improve. We also have a YouTube channel, if you did not know, where we post various videos on using the resources that I just talked about, as well as other skills and strategies that you should keep in mind as you are navigating your personal career development journey. So be sure to check that out from time to time. And then we also wanted to highlight a few of our events that are coming up this spring. So this is not the complete list, but are some that we thought might be of particular interest to you. So the first one on here is happening in February, and we will be having a session led by Everence, which is a faith-based credit union. And they're going to be talking through really just the finance 101 that you're going to need to know as you are graduating. So things like navigating paying back loans, figuring out what kind of salary do you actually need to be able to make ends meet and be able to survive well in your given area and field, navigating benefits, all those fun things that a lot of us don't know as much as we should know about before we graduate. And then in March, we'll be having an event that's co-sponsored with MAC with Lauren Footman, who will be sharing about a lot of the unique diversity and equity concerns that face our students of color as they enter the workplace, and how to be able to identify organizations that are going to be a safe and positive space for them to be in as employees. And then in April, we have the large teacher job fair, which is really a must attend for all of our education majors. Will be a large number of school districts and private institutions that will be hiring and recruiting at that event. So we definitely recommend checking that out. And then we also will be holding our own spring career fair on Handshake in April. So stay tuned for that, more information about that as well. And as I said, this is not everything that's coming up, so make sure that you are checking back in on our website and reading our emails and weekly newsletters to find out about more opportunities for professional development and job hunting. And then of course, there is our website, our email address, and if you want to follow us on Instagram to stay up to date on other resources and other opportunities that we are spreading the word about, there are multiple ways to connect with us through those platforms.
Thank you so much, Kristen. All right, next up, we're gonna have Kimber speaking to us from Financial Aid.
Thanks, Sarah. My name is Kimber Decker from the Financial Aid Office. One of the most important things when you're graduating, if you took federal loans, is completing the exit counseling required by the government. So if you went out to this website, studentaid.gov, a couple of things. Once you log in, it'll tell you how much loans you have outstanding, who your federal servicer is, because the government does have different servicers servicing the loans for them. But here's where you complete the exit counseling. Also, sometime, probably in the beginning of April, you'll get an email coming out from the Financial Aid Office, and I'll be offering individual Zoom meetings to help you complete this process that you can sign up for. But out on this website, you'll have everything about your loan, how much you owe. If you have not actually signed up for your servicer's website, you probably want to go out and do that and see all the information they have about you. You also want to understand that you have, on the unsub loan, all the interest has been waived for now because of the pandemic. So since March of last year and up until September of this year, no interest is being applied to any of your loans at this time. But this is where you would see everything that you need to know about your loans. Like I said, the most important thing is completing that exit counseling. If you have questions, you can always email the Financial Aid Office or call us. We are open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. If you have questions, I'll answer any questions too. That's it, Sarah. Thank you.
All right, that's excellent. Helen, you're going to follow up with sort of the other side of the house, which is student accounts.
Yes, hello. This is Helen from my work in the student accounts office. Now we talk about financial clearance, which means we'd like our graduating students, actually all students, to go to their portal, ensure that the balance is paid and that there's no hold. You don't want to see that there's a hold on your account, because then that will mean that there'll be a delay with you receiving your diploma and maybe your transcripts. If you're seeing a hold right now, if you have any billing questions, please come and see us, call us, send us an email. There's time to plan ahead, schedule some kind of payment plan or some kind of budget to have your balance paid off. So in May, when you graduate, you're all clear. And like I said, you could get your documents on time. Any other questions, feel free to stop in student accounts. You don't need an appointment, and we're open during business hours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Helen. And as we all know, you are about to become members of our alumni family. So to tell you more about that, we're very happy to have Rebecca with us.
It would help if I unmuted myself. Hello, everyone. I am Rebecca Shrug, Director of Alumni and Family Engagement here at Eastern. And I want to say congratulations. I know it's been a hard road, but we like to remind you that you were a student for 4, maybe a little more years, but you're going to be an alum for life. So I just want to make sure that you stay connected with Eastern and each other. So we are here to help you with that. So our email is alumni@eastern.edu. We'd love to hear any thoughts, questions, things you would like to see as alumni. We have our social media, pretty easy to find us. The Instagram is a little different with the _, but a lot of upcoming events will be shared on social media. And we like to highlight and spotlight our alumni, so let us know what you're up to. There is an update form in the checklist that was shared to you, so make sure we have your email, and if you'd like, your mailing address so you can get the Easter magazine. And we also have a YouTube account. So if you scan that with your cell phone, you'll be able to see recordings of past events. We do a lot of different events online and hopefully soon back in person around partnerships with the different colleges. We've worked with Career Development, College of Business and Leadership. So again, anything you would like to see, let us know. We're here for you and to make sure that you are connected to each other in Eastern. And lastly, if you feel so inclined and you want to support the students that come after you, there's always welcome for your 2021 class gift, and anyone who makes a gift of $25 or more will receive their philanthropy cords. So if any of you were benefits of scholarships and you feel like you'd like to pass it along, we appreciate it, and Eastern students appreciate it. But that's it for me, and thank you so much, and congratulations again, everyone.
So I'll let Krista just let you know a little bit about the raffle prizes that we're doing. In the meantime, I would really encourage you, if you have any questions whatsoever, the Q&A is open. We would love to answer your questions live, just so that we can make sure that nothing is a mystery. We know there's a lot going on right now, and we want to help you check off the boxes so that you don't have to think about these things as you get closer to graduation.
Hello. So we do have a few prizes available, exciting things. I went ahead and took down everyone's names. So at the end of the last meeting we have today is at 4 o'clock. So after that meeting, I will select some winners for prizes randomly, and I will send you an email if you won and figure out a way to connect with you so you can get your prizes.
One thing I did want to mention, we did have a question that came through about if there's a way to be notified when certain jobs come through on the Handshake website, and the answer is yes. You can actually save your filters when you do a search for a job. You can also save your search. And what that will do is that anytime anything that fits your parameters from that search pops up, it will appear in whatever way you want to be notified. So it can be emailed to you, texted to you, so that way you know as soon as jobs are posted to Handshake, you can be aware of them and actually apply. I've got another question. When should the exit counseling survey be completed by?
You have until you start repaying, but the sooner you get it done, the better. Like I said, at the beginning of April, we'll send an email setting up Zoom meetings. And if you sign up for the Zoom meetings, it'll be individually with me to help you complete that process.
One question that we had from our last group that I was hoping Lori could quickly address is in regards to the application for graduation and what students should do if it turns out that their first major is actually not the major that they want to be listed. So what would they need to do in order to make sure that gets adjusted properly, Lori?
Yes, if you have two majors and when you go into the application for graduation, the one that is your first major is the one that will pop up. If that is not the way you want it to be, what you can do is submit a change of major form to have them rearranged. And we have to go in and do it manually. But if possible, please do that before you submit your application for graduation, because once you submit that application, it kind of locks things in. And it takes a lot more keystrokes to change it. So if you do see that something is not in the order that you want it, just put in a change of major form and we can switch things around for you.
And what is the deadline for the application for graduation?
Well, technically it's 3 months before graduation. We take them within, closer to the time period. So, doing it now is exactly the right time.
Thank you so much. All right. Any other questions that might be floating out there in the ether? We would love to make sure that we're addressing any questions that you may have.
One that I remembered from last session was asking about accessibility to the career development post-graduation. And that is something that Sarah and I are available to continue to support you and meet with you up until 5 years after you've graduated. And then any of our other virtual resources, like the ones that I showed you, are available to be used indefinitely. So please don't feel like you are cut off when you graduate. You can still absolutely feel free to email us with any questions, and we will continue to connect with you that way.
One more thing I wanted you to be aware of is where you can find all of this information. So just FYI, if you go to the Eastern page for commencement, all you have to do is scroll down a little bit after the letter from Dr. Matthews, and you'll click on the 100 days checklist. All the links that we included in today's session are going to be available for you here. So if you know of other folks who weren't able to attend today, who want to be able to see what to do, if you're interested, for example, in a senior portrait, the contact information is listed here as well. So all of our offices are providing their links, their contact information, so that you can get it in one-stop shop right here. All right. Well, we're seeing no more questions. We will call this a wrap. We are so grateful for you giving up of your time. We know that you're super busy getting ready to graduate. We are so proud of you. We're so excited, and even more so given all of the challenges that you are navigating right now. We really want to be here for you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to all of our offices to make sure that you can cross off your to-do list and feel confident and ready when you cross that stage, in whatever way that stage might look come May 2021. Thanks again for your time. We're really grateful for all of you, and pray that this will be a fantastic last semester at Eastern. Thanks, everybody.